Hello guys, I am Wicked Nick Wegner. This is the first video in a series I'll be doing for the next month. Every Saturday I want to record 3 different fights, early and or late stoppages. I won't know which is which going into it, hopefully. This one I do know is what people consider an early stoppage. I'll watch the entire, I'll watch the last 2 minutes of the fight, and I will say when I would have stopped it, when the stoppage happens. If they stop it early, I'll discuss it, what I see and stuff like that. Again, yeah. That's basically it. That's the series. This is the one of the 3 we're doing today. It's going to be Pereira versus Ankalaev 2. I'm going to be doing Weidman versus Munoz. And then I'll be doing Jalin Turner versus Bobby Green. I think Bobby Green was the Bobby Green Jalin Turner one. I think that was a late stoppage. And I'm not sure about the Weidman Munoz one, but I'm assuming Weidman wins that off of my vague memory of that division's history. So yeah, I will watch this fight in its entirety because I know it's roughly 2 minutes long. And I will give my opinion on when I would have stopped it, or if I would have stopped it, and whether or not I think it was a good call. So even if I don't think I would have stopped it yet, doesn't mean it's a bad call. And not every stoppage that is, I would even say not every early stoppage is even a bad stoppage, or not every late stoppage is a bad. There's a matter of seconds as well. So it's not like, oh, this is egregiously early, so it's a terrible stoppage. There could be just, very close calls that you don't agree with. And that's what I think this one's going to be. So this is one that I probably won't agree with. Watching it live, I remember it was a bit early. Maybe 1 or 2 punches early. 1 or 2 seconds early. Again, these are small moments that make this job so hard. And it's easy to criticize from the outside. But I will watch and give my reaction to it on whether or not I think it was a early or late stoppage. See, I think that hurt him. That was a really bad shot. I think so. I think that hurt him. He's covered up. He's not pushing away, though. He's not really defending too well. But he's defending enough to be accurate. He turned to his side, which is not a good look at all. He's turned his head away. He's not pushing off with his knee shield that he has. I don't know. Actually, watching it back, I think that was a good stoppage. That he wasn't doing enough to show he was intelligently defending himself. He had a knee shield, and he was on his side, getting elbowed down. Yes, he was blocking here, but he wasn't doing anything. He wasn't creating any movement. He was staying in the same position where he was getting damaged and not doing anything to change that position. Initially, I remember watching it like that was a bit of an early stoppage. Again, bit of an early stoppage does not mean it's a bad call at all. But now watching it, I would say that was a fair call. Watching it back again. And now we'll move on to the next one. Now I have Bobby Green versus Jalin Turner. Paramount didn't nearly have all the footage I thought they would have. So I had to look it up on YouTube. A bit worse quality, but probably for the best, given I'm trying not to get copyrighted. Yeah. I will just watch this fight, and then I'll declare when I thought it should have been stopped, or if I thought it was an early stoppage. But I do know the history behind this. I'm pretty sure this is the one that made Jalin Turner not want to fight anymore, if I remember right, or he had second thoughts about his career because of this. But yeah, I'll just watch the fight and say when it should be stopped. That hurt him. Yep, that hurt him. And you can call that. You can call that. Yeesh. Wow. Wow. That's a bit of a late stoppage, I'd say, on that one. Yeah, so, well, I would have called it a lot earlier. Not much to say on that one. Replaying it real quick just to say exactly what I said. So that straight hurt him. I think it was a straight that hurt him. Yeah, that hurt him. And again, I would have called it right there. That would have been it. The ref sees him popping back up, I guess, is his thing, and keeping his hands there and him scooting back a little bit, maybe, as intelligent defense, but even that, I mean, yeah. Okay. Well, that one I would consider, yes, that one is, from what I remember, it was a late stoppage. It's a pretty infamous late stoppage, actually. But I agree with that one. I agree with the sentiment that is set through history. That was a bad. Well, even the title of what this guy uploaded, disgusting late stoppage. I would agree with that. That was pretty bad. And now we'll move on to the last one. All right, this one is another bad quality one, but again, it's older footage I couldn't find on any streaming service, at least not with the small amount of time I've given myself to look these up. Chris Weidman versus Munoz. Early or late stoppage, I'm not sure. It's cutting around. Again, these YouTube videos that I upload like this are. Hopefully it shows the entirety of the stoppage and what leads up to it to see whether or not I think it's early stoppage. Okay, well, it doesn't show there. Need to find one that does. I got a very, very low quality version of the actual finish. I couldn't find one on YouTube, so I had to work something out. Anyways, this is Mark Munoz versus Chris Weidman. I just have this. This is all I could get of the full knockout. So he elbows him there. And yeah, you could call it right there easily. Yeah, I would say it's a late. Damn. Oof. Well, it's a good thing it's low quality, huh? Yeah, that one is a late stoppage for sure. Just for time purposes, this is the best I could get right now, at least for this video. Hopefully in the future I can get better quality ones. But again, this is the only. This is what I could find of like the entirety of the entire stoppage. Again, I would call it right there. You can call it right there. Like that's bad. The problem is I thought Paramount had a lot more of a catalog, and having stuff like this is not ideal. But yeah, that is the 3 early and late stoppages that I've discussed today. Pereira, Ankalaev, I deem as fair, rewatching it. And those last 2 were pretty late stoppages. In fact, just on the outro, we'll let it play one last time. This has been Wicked Nick. If there's any early or late stoppages that you know of, just let me know, and I will review them and let you know if I think they are early or late. And that's the end of the video. Thank you.